You're not failing. You're simply distracted. The war you think is happening outside, it's always been inside. And when your mind has no direction, life feels like a storm you can't outrun. The chaos, the exhaustion, the pressure, they're not signs of weakness, they're symptoms of a divided mind, pulled in too many directions. A spirit torn between who you are and who you're pretending to be. No one taught you focus. Not in school, not in the noise, not during the endless scroll of opinions, not when you were breaking and no one noticed. Because society is addicted to the shallow, but you're not like them. You're just tired. Tired from chasing everything that doesn't matter. Each morning, you wake up with 100 voices. In your head, none of them your own. You check your phone before you check your soul. You compare. You overthink. You drown in noise and then wonder why you're anxious, why you feel scattered, why you're overwhelmed in your own life. But hear this clearly, you're not broken. You're just unfocused. And a mind without focus is like a blade left to rust. It forgets what it was forged to do. It forgets it was made to cut through illusion, distraction, weakness, and noise to find the truth at the core. The world will never stop pulling at you. You'll never run out of things to scroll. There will always be someone richer, louder, faster, more praised, more followed. But that path leads nowhere, because the man who tries to catch everything ends up with nothing. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less, not in laziness, but in doing less of what doesn't matter. Less of what weakens you, less of what turns your mind into a battlefield." So ask yourself, what's stealing your focus? What are you allowing in? Because what you allow, you become. If your day starts with noise, ends with noise, and is filled with distraction, what are you becoming? You're not lazy. You're misaligned. You've been taught to chase without direction, to want what others have without asking what you need, to scroll for stimulation while your soul is starving for stillness. You've been conditioned to confuse motion with progress. But movement without purpose is the most dangerous kind of stillness. You end up exhausted and going nowhere. And that's the truth you've been running from. In today's world, the greatest danger is not pain but distraction, because pain wakes you up, but distraction, it numbs you until you forget you. Wherever alive. Focus is no longer just a skill. It's a spiritual act, a rebellion, a reclaiming of your mind. You learn that focus in a distracted world isn't just a skill, it's a rebellion. Now, it's time to act, and that begins with one bold move, turning down the noise. You have to unplug, to step away from the endless scroll and say, I will not give my energy to what doesn't matter. I will not die scrolling. Because every time you let your attention be pulled into the abyss, you sell a piece of your soul. And then you wonder why you feel so empty. There's a version of you powerful, disciplined, quiet, focused. But that version isn't buried under more content. It's waiting in the silence you avoid, in the pain you repress, in the solitude you fear. You want real power? Then sit in silence, not to listen to the world, not to social media, not to your ego, but to what remains when everything else is stripped away. That's who you really are. You're not failing. You're just too distracted to hear the whisper of your own greatness. The world rewards noise, but the strong choose silence. Because discipline doesn't shout, it acts. Focus doesn't boast, it builds. Let go of the need to prove anything. The real battle is not out there, it's within. You think you're tired from hard work? You're tired because you're working in too many directions, none of them aimed at your soul. You don't need more apps, more goals, more routines. What you need is clarity. You need to know what truly matters, then ruthlessly eliminate everything else. Seneca wrote, "He who is everywhere is nowhere," and that's you. Everywhere but never present. Busy but not fulfilled. Loud but never truly heard. Now you have a choice. Keep letting your life be dictated by algorithms, by noise, by the shallow urgency of others. Or choose stillness. Choose power. Choose silence. Because silence isn't the absence of sound, it's the presence of focus. True focus is quiet. It doesn't need applause. It doesn't seek validation. It is ruthless, clear, unshakable. You want to rise above the rest? Then stop living like the rest. Turn it off, all of it. The scrolling, the fake urgency, the empty comparisons. And ask, what am I building? Who am I becoming? Where is this all leading me? Because if you don't ask that now, one day you'll wake up too far from yourself to find the way back. The discipline you need is already inside you. You were born with it, but it's been buried under years of noise, comfort, and instant gratification. Dig deeper. Focus isn't something you find, it's something you return to. You strip away distraction, cut through the lies, reject the weakness, and become who you were meant to be. You're not failing. We've talked about how you're not broken, you're simply distracted. And the good news is, you can take back control. Right now, you're not failing. You're just not focused. And that can change right now when the noise fades. When the world stops pulling at you, one question remains. Where did all your energy go? It wasn't failure that drained you, it was distraction. 1,000 tiny leaks, each one pulling you away from who you were meant to become. But deep down, you've always known the truth. You've always known that the quiet you avoid is where your real power lives. So stop running. This isn't about motivation. It's not about waiting for inspiration. This is about discipline, about sitting still in silence, about becoming unshakable in a world built to break your attention. Because now, silence is the new strength, stillness is the new power, and clarity is the rarest form of rebellion. In a world addicted to confusion, you're not broken. You're not late. You're just off track and you can come back. Marcus Aurelius reminded us, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. So revoke it, take it back. Take your time back, take your focus back, take yourself back. Because the only thing standing between you and your purpose is everything you keep giving your attention to. So walk away from it. And don't look back. You were made for something greater, a version of you that is focused, clear, and untouchable.